I work at dark 30 this morning. Um, with respiratory distress as per my usual. Um, go through the cycle of whatever, and then you just sort of laying there like, I really wish I could go back to sleep, right? um, and I very rarely ever am on Facebook, but I've been exchanging with someone recently that is important enough to me that the main means of communication is Facebook for him. So, you know, um, at least till at least while he's in a tough spot. Um, Somebody I don't remember or recognize, which may mean something but doesn't necessarily, especially after my brain damage. Um, anyway, I got friended, and she sent a friend request, and I'm like, okay, holy heck. I noticed the tragedy assistance programs for survivors, taps.org, the most wonderful and meaningful mission I have ever supported until my own survival and supporting my brothers. I mean, survivors, yes, I support you and such as well, but you know what? If we survive, then there are no survivors. I mean, get to the real problem instead of putting a band-aid on cancer. Anyway, so I realize that my shield, being of free speech, is the fact that I am a transparent, don't give a fuck. Okay, so I am going to read what I wrote. 5:15 a.m., Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Wowzers, really not even sure if I even know you. Post brain damage and lobotomy, brackets. But TAPS left a huge impact on me, both for the beauty of the mission that I have far surpassed little Bonnie on impacting, and my condolences for having to work with Bonnie's, well, her challenges of choice. Also, Mary Kay, because this person also is a Mary Kay rep, which, I mean, direct democracy, I mean, I would say direct capitalism. I mean, people seem to get wrapped around the axle on multi-platform marketing. Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme. Well, yeah, but what do you think your corporation is? What do you think the business you work for is? Things starting to click? Perception is reality. So all you gotta do is influence perception. And if you can do it with reality, just saying. Anyway, back to the chat thingy. Also, Mary Kay, how would you like to help lead a similar mission with the economic empowerment of veterans through a similar economic platform through Young Living? It has been it has been a huge part of my recovery story, and as such, it is my right to free speech to promote the fact that Young Living essential oils really has been a significant part of my recovery story. That's my right to free speech to share that openly. Back to the letter. And as a former PSYOPer, I have created the United Marketing Cooperative to empower the good guys with the tips and tricks that are used against the American people daily so that we privately gain a psychosocial advantage and simply allow opposition to fail to evolve so good guys finish first, starting now. Lost my place, hold on. And because a thought can never be unthunk, it is impossible to stop. So by me putting this out into the universe, Too viral to fail, baby. Too viral to fail. Anyway, I know, ADD. Amplify that with brain damage. Yeah, okay. Um, a thought cannot be unthunk, like a bullet cannot be unfired. It's like, oh, wow. Um, how big and how fast it grows is up to the masses. Too viral. Um, it's called a cult of personality. Hitler, Lenin, the Kim regime. It's unstoppable, and I'm launching a war for peace with love. No shots fired. Because a war of ideology must be fought ideologically. That would only be reasonable after all, right? One would think. Not sure why you sent the friend request, but I hope you are the answer to a prayer. Starting with typing into your web address bar media.media. Media, with M3 DIA dot media. Seriously, just type it media.media with the first me being a 3 instead of an E. See what happens. It's kind of cool, right? Trust me, I had this planned all the way down to the conscious, subconscious, trendy, gimmicky. I've kind of thought this through. Just a little. And I have more than a little faith in you. Anyway, not sure why you sent the friend request, but I hope you are an answer to a prayer. Literally, as a former spec ops, as former spec ops, I've planned this down to the domain name. I have. Enjoy, and I hope you're the tool of empowerment that I need, because I need help too. I'm trying to help, but I need help too. Because the Creator kept me alive to get the information into the world, I was never meant to execute, and honestly, I'm too damaged with too much anxiety to do more than I already am doing. I look forward to understanding why you have chosen to enter my life. Good morning. Media.media. Then I have makethisgoviral.org. Calling it too viral to fail instead of Wall Street's too big to fail. Then I've got warthanpeace.org. I would be honored if you helped me, because my alive date was 23 August 13. Yes, less than 3 years ago, and I have done all this. Please, I need a rest. I'm glad you have found me, and I have such hope in my heart because you did. And how ironic that it ties to such a double-edged sword of absolute meaning. Bonnie drove me so much that a seasoned special operator and I developed Bonnie drove me so much, a seasoned special operator, and I developed a twitch that would start as I came into work, and I would often knee-jerk vomit upon seeing her number on the caller ID, or even worse, really vomit after the call. Fact, man. I remember walking up to coworkers afterwards and going, "Do you see this?" And them going, "Wow." I mean, God, the headquarters over down by Farragut Square in the White House. Wow. Good sushi downstairs, though. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Anyway. How ironic that my process of healing would include taps. Both the most wonderful and one of the top 5 hardest things I have ever done. God works in mysterious ways. Either way, I'm excited for our paths to cross and hopeful for the outcome. Have a good day. But wait, there's more. Actually, as a professional manipulator, which is how I know, it is not illegal in the United States. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, it's most common for people to pad their resume with shit they didn't do. It's interesting when you leave out shit you did do. Stories I will never tell. Because you can never prove I did it, and you can never prove I didn't do nothing. Sorry, logical paradox. I love it. Sorry. I'm just kind of geeking out right now. All right, back to the letter. Actually, as a professional manipulator, I just had a beautiful idea. Bonnie had a great idea and good intention. She really did. She really did. Somewhere. She had a great idea. Either way, she had a good idea. And I have faith that she had good intentions somewhere. Um, because I did look up to her at one point. At one point, I did. And how far we fall. Okay. Bonnie had a great idea and good intention. The reason why I am willing to publicly embarrass Bill Rausch, but I have no intention to currently with Bonnie, is because Bill Rausch's pride costed lives and continues to. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. Back to letter. Bonnie has only ever helped, or at least she tried to, despite her personal and mental weaknesses. She's a good person despite the fact that I was one of the ones to turn her in for the Senate investigation ages ago. But she always squeaks by somehow. Inshallah. Actually, if I remember correctly, it was misappropriation of earmarked funds. Just saying. I am more than happy to help partner with TAPS and truly take her game, take TAPS's game, take the game to the next level. And they will never worry about finances, reach, or influence again because I believed in the mission. I believed in the mission. I just had to learn there's a big difference between the mission and the person. Welcome to DC. It is the wise and reasonable alternative because check on the media stream. TAPS is a part of my story, given fact, not even she would deny it. Because there are photos to prove it. TAPS is a part of my story. And actually, I'm quite a part of TAPS's story. Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. So it would really behoove the leadership to keep me happy. To keep happy memories in my head. Self-preservation, if nothing else. Because TAPS does not. Because TAPS would benefit from our friendship. All the way around. I did mention I'm a psyoper with the specialty of making people do things they don't want to do with a master's degree in the psychology of negotiations before I even chose to enlist in the Army. I did mention that, right? The only difference between psyop, PR, and extortion is the amount and type of media it gets. Which is why, even as tired as I am, when I laid down, I was like, oh shit, I gotta record this. My bad. Because you know what? I'm offering the opportunity of getting ahead of what the situation could become. Nothing more, nothing less. And I have nothing to hide and not a goddamn thing to be ashamed of. How about you? Which leads to, back to the letter, I want Bonnie to gracefully accept her retirement. I will compromise on allowing her ego to enjoy public events as a figurehead. Note the word of choice I am not saying out loud. The alternative is that she is a story of significance in my life. And considering I'm leaving within a month for a villa in Thailand to start filming a reality TV show, well, for the survival of the TAPS mission, because I handle the vets and TAPS can handle the families. Again, note word choice. Well, mission success for both survivors and our families. Sorry. Well, I'm just reading the letter, right? I'm trying to just read the letter. I'm leaving for a villa to start in Thailand to start filming a reality TV show. Well, for the survival of TAPS mission, because I handle the vets and TAPS can handle the families. Well, mission success is greatly enabled and mission survival assured by TAPS and warthanpeace.org partnering. I don't know who you are, the person that Facebook messaged me, but I don't know who you are, what you do with TAPS, or any such thing. I don't. I mean, but you have been tasked with being the messenger. You truly want to make an impact, save lives, and change the veteran game? Then lead. How you sell this to her? Bonnie's pride is going to make this a challenge. Fact. Okay, because, I mean, trust me, she's, old girl's retirement age. But the fact that I saw her at the Clay Hunt thing, and we spoke, yeah, I've seen that look before. And I've been the one that she would call in the middle of the fucking night losing her shit. I had to refuse to have a business cell phone anymore so I could create some distance because I felt like I was dumping a needy chick. Read the letter. Read the letter. Read the letter. Bonnie's pride is going to make this a challenge. Inform her that she will still be permitted to do networking media events and the stuff that she loves, while the stuff she clearly could care less about, like the phone calls she puts people on mute while she mindlessly keeps working, pretending that she is listening to people randomly unmuting to say, yeah, and such, to the point that many families that she claims to represent, she does this to the point that many families actually think she has a neurological disorder instead of even considering the fact that it is her own arrogance and pride that it inhibits her from actually caring and as such actually seeing them as people that deserve to be listened to. Wow, and this was a decade ago? I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. And she knew I was a juggernaut back then. Imagine what I've become. Anyway, she sees a job. She sees a mission. And I give her the honorable benefit of the doubt. She just doesn't know how to let go. That losing her husband was so difficult on her that she still hasn't pulled up from the tailspin. And so she just makes it look really good to keep bumbling along. You did the best you could, and I honor you for your service, ma'am. But you are hindering the mission at this point. And you need to accept the honor of more comfort, more time, more space, more breathability, more room, more relaxation, more empowerment for you to get back to the person that I think you've buried deep inside. Moving on. Letter. She sees a job, and that is the reason it is time for her to retire, staying on in the figurehead role that she loves most anyway. She just needs hands off operationally. And I will stand by her. She and I were friends once. Bonnie and I were friends once. And I will stand by her and whatever, and keep her secrets that I loyally carried in respect even after her betrayal. Your inadequacy is not my burden to carry. Back to the letter. Sorry, I'm really trying. I will stand by her and whatever, so long as she knows that every single time I hear a lie come out of her mouth, that I will interject, so it behooves her to be honest. Even with herself. Basically, let's partner and be honest, or I will make sure the world knows her secrets on reality TV across the web, because her shame is a part of my personal story, which really has molded me. Which means I am protected not only by my right to free speech, but also by my brothers that you shame. And by shaming us, you shame those who mourn our brothers. You did a great thing. You've come a long way. I understand the hardship you're carrying and you're trying to just slap that smile on. You have earned your retirement. Please accept it gracefully. Because I will not allow you to continue inadvertently hurting people. Back to the letter. This is a psychosocial minefield, as I have explained in my videos, and I will stop her from hurting others. She has done a great thing in the mission, and she has been hindering that mission in ways known, and most don't know about. In my old life, we were friends. I have died and given chunks of my brain for my brothers, and I am not the person I was before, so I hold you no loyalty. And now I know you. I know you. You're suddenly flicking through your head wondering, oh my god, but what all does she know? What all does she know? She's been in my house. She's been, oh my god, but what does she know? All those nights I called her in the middle of the night, but what does she know? I know you. You're freaking out right now to wonder how much I know so that you can kick into crisis mode and handle the situation. Guess what? You don't know how much I know. And for everything you liked about me, everything you promised to mentor, is every reason why you should be very concerned about what I know. Because who I am now hasn't a lick of loyalty to you or your secrets. It's all about contrition, hope, and positive change for the future. That's it. My goals and desires are the same as your goals and desires. So when you took me on as your right hand and chose to mentor me, allow me to carry the fight when you have become unable to hold the flag up. We were friends once, a long time ago. Back to the letter. So thank you for reminding me about taps. Honestly, I had completely forgotten about taps until this woman, random person, friend messaged me, friend requested me, and then that reminded me about Bonnie at the Clay Hunt Hill propaganda piece. She was nervous to see me too. I know your fake smiles, honey. I know the different ones you slap on. The letter. She, Bonnie Carrol, can either save face and possibly and possibly avoid criminal charges. I don't know. It's amazing what I forget these days. Brain damage and all. She could avoid all that by partnering important missions, remember? The mission's what matters, not the pride. She can save face and possible criminal charges by partnering and selecting her professional replacement. I don't want to be it. It's not me. I got my own mission to run, thank you. You can keep yours. You just need to step down. And I feel the name Dan for some reason. I don't remember. But Dan has covered your secrets long enough, and I know just enough of his from you to say leadership needs to step down. because I learned that lesson very well in Iraq. Thank you very much. Fuck me, man. Almost done with the letter, right? By selecting a professional replacement, or I can end everything she has ever made, replace her entirely from organization all the way down. I can very easily make your organization a moot point and give it to somebody else. Because I know how it's done. Better than you do now. Because I even have a master's degree in what you aspired to. And time in uniform, little miss. Doing exactly that. Actually, no, I take it back. I never deployed in uniform. Out of uniform, doing exactly that. Calm letter. She can either save face, blah, 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 because I know how it works, and she can grow even older in absolute shame. That is an unfair poke from me at her vanity. But guess what? Vanity, too, is a capital sin. I know it. I know, because you and I are very similar. That's why we got to be friends to begin with. I know that smile started by hiding your fear. I know, because that's what mine was. I think you probably also have the same challenge of Robin Williams. But you're a survivor, much like I am. Well, you're also a liar. Like I am not. Or she can step aside gracefully, as I would wish, my friend. Keep the mission intact, moving smoothly. 'Cause you know we had it down to a science, smooth enough, reasonably so, even without you. It ran smooth even without you. You actually got in the way even when I was there, and you know it's true because that's why you sold me out and betrayed me. Sorry. She can step aside gracefully, can keep the mission intact, continue to enjoy the bits she loves without the burden she dislikes, and empower the outcome exponentially. Those are my terms. And at this point, the safest thing for this random woman to do, genuine, honest, professional guidance, and at this point, the safest thing for you to do is probably either print or email this monologue to her, because she has at least a tiny idea of the amount and type of shit I know about her. Bonnie Carrol. Or do you forget nights like staying up all night, drinking some, in the soldiers, sailors, ailments, smacks, soldiers, sailors, Marines, Airmen, and Coast Guard up in Manhattan after working, hauling our ass out for the full fucking weekend? Or do you not remember drunken bitch sessions? You might want to reflect on who you know yourself to be. Anyway. At this point, the safest thing to do is probably print or email this monologue to her. By the way, don't worry about it because I'm filming this now and I'm going to email it to her directly from my organization email directly. Because she has at least a tiny idea of the amount and type of shit I know about her. Dear God, she used to call me in the middle of the night so fucking often. And what she lied to do to me personally. She knows she made it personal with me, and she knows she lied to betray me just to do it. So really, stop and think, why were you so nervous to see me at the clay hunt thing, huh? Just saying. I wasn't nervous. I was suppressing anger. I'm sure you noticed. Tell her she started this war and I am ending it. I was nauseous to have seen her at the Clay Hunt Hill thing, and when I got to know more about Bill Roush, I understood how and why. Ego is not the answer, and pride is a capital sin. Step aside and allow others to carry the mission forward, or I will end all she knows herself to be. I will end your sweet little fantasy of lies you tell yourself at night. I have no loyalty to you, and you shame me and mine because you strayed from your very hard-earned path, and I understand the burden. Your brothers, our brothers, we know what it's like to carry that burden. So do the right thing and let us carry it forward, because you are no longer functionally operational. You need a break. You deserve a retirement. Back to this. Laughing my fucking ass off. One last thing. Because, yeah, I do still harbor some anger about it, and she knows what and why. One last thing. I was taking a shit, and it dawned on me. Bonnie's reaction to seeing me at the clay hunt thing was a poorly masked, nervous veil of fear. Because she knows what she did to me, and has at least a slight idea of what I have on her. Rolling on the floor laughing. She really knows full well that because she failed to destroy me when she tried, that I have already won a war she started. This is my considerate offer for her to retreat and surrender instead of fight for her life where she will visibly age greatly. Another poke at the vein. Vanity, my favorite sin. As she struggles more than she has ever known and reconnects with the pain of the loss of her husband, having to face how far she had strayed publicly. Her choice. She has no right to dictate my actions, just as I am not dictating hers. I am simply informing her of my optional actions that will be dictated by her behavior. And that is why it is legal. Because it is my right to free speech, and I have not crossed any line. Either way, it's a win-win for me. She just gets to decide if it is a win-win-win, because I embrace the media and live sensationally either way. This being a perfect example. Just so you know my view. Okay, so I ended comms out, blah, blah. Took a deep breath. Texting my boyfriend, you should smoke, my dear. Yes, my love, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, wow, this could seem really misleading from my heart to see my aggression. So I sent her what I had messaged my better half. Okay? And then I wrote, just so you know my view. ... Yes, my love. See, I manipulate myself in ways like, you know how when we're freaking out or whatever, like your mom's voice is yelling in your head or whatever. Well, I have manipulated myself every step of the way. I have pulled all the tricks, all the stops, bam, and I am standing on the fact that I'm standing, you know? And because I had such a success with myself, unprecedented, actually, got a whole poly-trauma team at the VA that would validate that. I'm actually signing waivers for them to feel free to. Please make money off a book deal. Hey, my shrink gets to tell all, please. I don't even remember. I remember, oh yes, my behavioral conditioning. So I'm training myself to hear my better half's voice telling me, reminding me that I am the person he loves. And so this is what I wrote to him about this exchange, right? Okay, just so you know my view, dot dot dot. I sent this to my better half, colon. Wowzers, God is digging up old shit to make me face, empowering to make me face. Healing, getting over dramas, letting shit go. God's digging back some, right? Empowering, but wowzers, have I not got enough? Somebody I don't think I even know Facebook friended me from a tragedy assistance program for survivors where I used to be the right hand in a wonderful mission with a bad person. No, Bonnie Carroll's a good person. She just got overwhelmed and strayed. That is all. Well, the clout and reach they have could put me over the top in one shot. I'm still pre-launch, this is still a month before I start filming, so, hey, right? But that's the whole point of me wanting to give. I'm calling these things out before shit goes viral, before this reality, before, TV, whatever, right? Because I am in classic DC fashion trying to give them an opportunity to get ahead of the situation. This is not revenge. This is contrition. And I'm offering Marina Towers, Doc Bitch, John McHugh. Suddenly just paused. And Tap's mission that so completely overlaps with my own. Because when veterans are choosing to die 20 times faster than they died at war, there's a bigger problem here. Our missions overlap so much. Let's just partner. Anyway, back to the letters. Dot dot dot, and I have dirt on her and am peacefully offering the big boss an ideal retirement for her. It's her ideal retirement. For her to choose and make and, whatever. I'm not a dictator. Just, step down. Because she hurts the greatest mission I ever knew before my own. And my mission is saving mine. Saving those that the anti-heroes, the survivors of war. The survivors of war is us. I bleed green. What can I say? I've offered the big boss to partner and step down, continuing the publicity shit she loves, in exchange for my silence and goodwill partnering forward. Wowzers. This is really happening. Quick. And in a big way. It really is. Thank you, God. I just gotta keep my shit together. Thank you, God. The shit I know alone on people whose pride and arrogance they entrench is enough to leverage. Alone. This is DC, guys. I have no regrets. Nothing to shame. Nothing to be ashamed of, sorry. And no fear. What you gonna do? I'm not breaking any laws and I'm not transgressing. Whoops. Anyway. And she made it personal when she lied her ass off and gunned for me all those years ago. She lied because she already knew that I knew too much to have. Back then, I already knew too much to have free will. And she tried to break me. Guess what? That's what doesn't break you makes you stronger. And honey, I am a lot stronger than you ever knew me to be. But I stand on the fact that I'm standing. What irony of healing and forgiveness the Creator enjoys. Because I'm obviously still harboring some anger. And that's mine to get over. You know, every action has an equal opposite reaction. And with her stepping down is me getting over my anger. Longest one yet.